Alright, so this is my second video. I wanted to discuss my profound experience on my reincarnation vision that I had when I was 21. It was similar to the past experience as far as the setup, for the house trip. I was same friend, my buddy Matt Jones, and so we set up for the trip. We go to the dollar store. I ended up getting these cosmic brownies because I really don't like the taste of mushrooms. They taste like old pumpkin seeds. So I like to kind of dilute them. I'll eat some mushrooms and put the brownie in there and just mix it all up in there. It's much better. And so we ended up eating an eighth each. Things are going pretty good. Similar setup too. That was like one of my favorite albums, Coming Up with the Sun. Like it has a special place in my heart. I kind of burned it out a little bit back then, so now I honestly don't really listen to it too much. But I always recommend it when I see things on Reddit with people asking about music to trip to. So that's usually one of my go-tos. Them, Daft Punk, Gorillaz. There's a few, Tame Impala. Those are just a few that were like off the top that go-tos. So almost the exact same thing. We had Finding Nemo and Coming Up with the Sun, and it gets to where a scene where it's kind of like going along the pipes, and it's just showing the pipes, and it's just going, and it's just kind of like going down, and there's no fish. And all of a sudden, like, I have this feeling that I'm not on Earth anymore. Like, I'm in space. Like, I look around me and I'm in the cosmos. And there's these two entities that present themselves in front of me. There's a Jesus entity and a Steve Jobs entity. And they were guiding me. And there was this instant sacred knowledge that was bestowed upon me that was instant, that was telepathic, that I just all of a sudden, like, I had the sacred knowledge, and all of a sudden time had slowed down. Like, I kept telling my friend, I get it now, I understand, because at that moment I really feel like I had solved time. And I felt like when you had solved time, I guess you kind of like manipulate time a little bit to where it slows down. So these entities were guiding me, and I'm floating through space. And all of a sudden, there's in the sky, or in space, there's this perfect, it's like kind of like a track, like a racetrack kind of, but they're souls, and they're in the air, and they're just in this beautiful, kind of like racetrack. And what was presented to me, I'm not saying this is true, but this is telepathically the information that was given on your life on this earth, that you have so many animal births before you have another human birth. And I had like 100 epiphanies. I had a bunch of stuff coming out of my nose. I was crying my eyes out like I've never cried before, but these were happy tears. These were not tears of sadness, but tears of understanding, tears of the truth, honestly, because it was just such a spiritual experience that it changed every aspect of my life, like how I communicate with people, my thoughts, my actions. Before, I think I was like, once in a while I would get like I would boost a bottle from a store or something. Like, I wasn't on a good path. So when I had taken this trip, I didn't feel like people could really change, but when I had woken up from that trip, like, I was a completely different person. I had this profound feeling of spiritualism, that I never had before. Like, I grew up Catholic, but I was never moved. I had my first my confirmation and my first communion, but just I never felt like I had felt the presence of God at that moment, and just the understanding. Because for me, I didn't turn to God when I got scared or I got hurt. I feel like I found God when I started to understand. And I'm not saying that you need psychedelics to achieve some type of communication with God. Because, you know, my buddy Matt, like, you know, he's African American, but he, I feel, is more spiritually inclined than I was, because I wasn't brought up around people that talked about, you know, demons or angels, or, you know, like, these things are about in the Bible, but not about people here on this earth, you know, or entities on this earth. When I had woken up, I had this profound feeling that I had communicated with God, that he showed me, so I didn't have anything to fear, really, because, I mean, everything that he had showed me was beautiful, and it was love, and it was understanding, and it was amazing. So I just hope that you know, you may have gotten some from this, may have felt the good vibes, because I know I sure did. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful experience on this earth and enjoy consciousness, and I hope you have a wonderful life. Thank you. Bye.